It's okay. It's okay. Don't cry, Jacob. Mama will protect you. Mommy will protect you. Hecate, please protect my son. Bring out the dog. Rip apart whoever it is that is attacking my child. Mama Hecate, Mother Maiden Throne, Gaia. I ask that you wrap my son with your protection. This evil man attacking this Martian. Yes, thank you, Hecate. Thank you. Okay. Sorry guys, I kind of in I'm not gonna be here long because I need to spend time with Jacob. I'm gonna get him settled down for a nap. Um since this whole so I want to talk to you guys about Mars and retrograde and why it is causing some men, well, men to be on the attack period. And so, yeah, welcome. This is High Priestess Jamila. I'm going to give y'all a couple of minutes to get in the chat. Hey, Orion's daughter, and hello, Rochelle. Hello, goddess. So I got up early this morning, and I've already been doing my invocations, honey, because let me tell you something about this whole Mars and retrograde thing. First of all, if you notice, for some reason, there has been a lot of hatred expressed, especially towards me, the divine feminine, from males. So, unfortunately, one of the side effects could be that some males And I did ask spirits, why are some males, because if you're just a loving man, you're not going to need to attack any women. But you, these abusive men are, trying to show both sides of themselves, but in reality, the only real side of them is that abusive nature. So you notice how they think that they can get away with being abusive to some women, but then and it's just like, no, you're just, they need to work on themselves is what it is. And see, today I've been doing invocations, protection. My Mars ain't in retrograde, not no more. I had to get up this morning and do some work because I'll fight it the whole way. And that's exactly what Goddess does. Okay, what is the point in being a witch if Mercury in retro? I mean, the whole point of being a witch is so Mercury in retrograde. If these planets, when the planets and certain energies start to attack. Personally, I don't believe in Martians that are attacking us. I believe that there are freelance energies in the universe that affect our planets. And I think that they have taught us some pretty, it's crazy how these retrogrades always seem to affect women. So as a woman, I know when it's time for me to go to war. I have invoked several dark goddesses this morning. So it'll all go into balance and women will win because this is planet Earth. This is the woman's territory. This is not men's planets. And so Mars is all about ego, male energy. I believe Aries is ruled by Mars. So, of course, in our readings today, we're getting the Emperor and things like that. But see, the good part about it is that these men that are not psychologically or spiritually evolved, okay, they're not. And I noticed that yesterday, literally, I feel like every day is a new day, so I don't continue on with beefs. Nobody should have any beef with me, but for some reason, I was being attacked by a bunch of men yesterday, a woman. So, I guess according to the whole toxic masculinity doctrine, that in order for you to be a man, you got to attack a woman. What's up, successful 71? Hello. So, yeah. So, from what I'm getting is that, it's for me, I've been in all out war, literally, kicking these toxic men's tails. Okay. And a lot of you guys, like, as far as like, if Mars in retrograde is not affecting your dude, then he's probably got some, things. He's probably far more spiritually evolved than a lot of these men, because a lot of them are just, and literally what it is that there is no consciousness on this planet should be doing this. These men are just under mind control. So in reality, while they're asserting their dominance to have control, they're being controlled at that moment, and it just makes no sense. The only people that understand that are women and the divine feminine. We are the smartest. We are the most reliable. We are the saviors. Funny how when men are going through what they're going through, why is it that they always say that they messed up? Oh, I'm sorry. I messed up. I shouldn't have done that. I apologize. And the woman is always the most responsible, holding down the family. She is. At least I am. I know that right now my kid was being psychically attacked, and so it's terrible because these men think that they're being men and they're not. So yeah, Mars is relatable. It's related to the man, to the father. And so, from the guidance that the spirits gave me, is that there is some kind of entity that is speaking to men right now. And so that's why a lot of them are acting up really bad. And it doesn't make any sense because these are typically your exes. You know, these are your exes. These are people that you're not with anymore. So why they're even thinking about you to that capacity makes no sense. It's something that we don't understand because it's like, wait a minute, I brought and you know what? I've noticed that toxic men have been affecting me for quite some time. It's like they're little boys crying out for help, is almost what it is. I'm sorry, men need women more than women need men. And if you a man being led by a silly woman, you can get yourself cursed. You can get yourself cursed if you a man that's with a silly woman that's, I don't know, maybe it's because of insecurity. I think that Mars in retrograde is going to mainly affect uh insecure men from what I can see. Now, I will tell you that the dark goddess Hecate, she came up in the middle of this reading and she is saying that she already got this. I'm telling you, if you are a child of Hecate right now, okay. Hello, Chi. Kind of looks like my ex, don't it? That picture kind of looks like him a little bit. Anyway, guys, like I said, I don't have a lot of time to talk because I've got to do my invocations, and literally that's what I do is commune with the gods. I am a very, very powerful shaman. Spirits come through me. I notice that the angels even come through me. And we do have to call to the angels, but what I've been doing is work directly on my Mars because, I think that especially that whole twin flame thing, that shit gets on my nerve. I hate the whole twin flame paradigm. Sometimes I really do because, twin flames, they're not always spiritually evolved and it's difficult. So there's a lot of people that are having issues. And I'm actually wanting to come and talk to you guys about how love work is not enough, but I guess we can kind of talk about that now. A lot of these men need a complete overhaul. A lot of these women need help. So sometimes when you just put love work on somebody, that's not enough. These people are literally in chains in their minds. So for you to think that love work is all that you need, it's not. It's not. A lot of these men are never going to be ready. Okay, unless you like I have a lot of women all the time. The amount of money that is required to actually get these men together, a lot of you women probably would pay it, but it's because you love them and you truly love them. So I've had a lot of women come to me and invest thousands of dollars in removing hexes because for some reason these men, they grew up being taught and indoctrinated into that negative toxic masculinity. So you got to remove all of that. A lot of women that like really aggressive men ain't supposed to be aggressive like that with no woman. So that's the mistake that you make, and I refuse to have a man around me that is not submissive to me. All that all that puffing up their chest and all that crap. That no. Okay, and any man that has dealt with me, they know you got to bring flowers and food, and you have to give me money. They know they're supposed to take me and buy me a couple of outfits and stuff. Those those are the rules. You show respect. All these women that like these toxic masculine men, You don't want to be treated that way, sis. And when he's treating you like that, you need to be cursing him. You need to be cursing him. He should be bowing to you. If a man is not bowing to you and he's bothering you, then you need to be cursing him. Not necessarily, Chi. That's a good thing that you brought up. You're not going to necessarily be physically attracted to your twin flame. Not at first. I think that it's all about acceptance, especially those of us that are older and our twin flame has a big ass pot belly. And it ain't even about physical attraction. You know what, the physical stuff, I'm pretty accepting of, I think that it would have to depend on if you're spiritually evolved enough, but I think that what it is it's an attraction to their spirits, it's their energy more so for me. That is, you know, that's what I'm attracted to. It, as far as like physical attraction, you can be the most beautiful person in the world. You're not going to get away with mistreating people. So I don't care what a person looks like. I will. Is that what it is? Is that, I guess that's not necessarily a beautiful person. You know, somebody that I don't know. All I know is that a lot of these people, they go around, they talk about love, they really don't know what love is. Right. But anyway, going back to what we were talking about with Mars, what Mars is doing, what's happening with the energies of Mars, because it's basically there is no Mars in retrograde. This is another distraction. First of all, right now what's happening is that the whole solstice thing is happening right now. So the whole Mars in retrograde, it's bullshit. Mercury in retrograde is bullshit. It's a lie. And you know what? They're targeting certain zodiac signs. So they say that Mars in retrograde is supposed to be affecting the Aries, the Cancer. It was a couple of other Libra, and I think Scorpio is the other one. I'll have to double check it. I got my dupes up. They full of crap. I'm not being distracted from my path because of that, and I'm not gonna break down. So right now, ladies, what you got to do is you got to, let me tell you some of the dark goddesses, honey, baby, Maie. She's the goddess of determination. You got to be strong right now. These men are trying to break you down, trying to, you know what? I stand proudly as a whore. Call me a harlot. I've been ravished since birth. Ravished. I was a whore when my mama conceived me. A lot of people don't understand that. That is the wisdom of Lilith. But you know what? We still gonna stand strong and deal with you. And you know what? We will invoke. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. Y'all gotta get these men under control. If you a woman and you letting a man ride all up and down you, and you're not using your feminine prowess, like you're a disgrace. I'm sorry. And see, I'm single at the moment, but if I was with somebody, oh, he would be laid up on a bed of roses. He would have, an apron on, butt naked, cleaning up my house and cooking me dinner. He would not be asserting any kind of male dominance over on me. Are you crazy? Not somebody that I'm in a relationship with, and he better have the ability to fight another man. So I don't know how that feels to have somebody riding me up and down, and I don't know. I'm not being dominated by anybody. And I feel like it was like almost a front. It's like, are you serious? Like you realize and see, guys, this is what I want to tell you. Don't do no, you can do love work right now, but I would say that y'all need to be doing other stuff right now. First of all this chaos, transmute it. Transmute it. I will throw his ass in the lake of fire. I just sacrificed my twin flame just this morning. I don't care. He got to go. He's not gonna physically die. But a lot of that nasty negative male ego crap has got to go. Nobody, it's like, what? Are you kidding me? If I wasn't a hoe, you wouldn't be standing here today, I guess, which it's not a hoe. So the toxic masculinity tells men, they think that they think that they understand you as a woman just because they've had sex with you and you a hoe and all that stuff. They're confused. I feel like it's communication that's coming from somewhere. And I would not submit to that. Don't ever submit to that. What's up, Jen Goddess of Light? Yeah, all y'all women out here that ain't submitting, y'all are the ones that will be rewarded. We cannot submit to that right now. We can't. And then also, oh, he was discriminatory too. Single mother. Da, da, da. Like, wow. Wow. And see, for some reason, I guess I'm supposed to just come out here and be desirable. No, I will be a problem for you. Then they think, oh, I'm going to attack your children spiritually. So I've been over here protecting my children because that's exactly what they do to bother you and to do all kind of stuff to you. Ain't nobody worried about them. At the end of the day, even if you in love with a dude right now, he'll bow down. Don't bow down to him. Let him know what it is, but don't sit up here and take that crap from nobody. I wouldn't suggest it. I know, right? Who does it look like in that photo? It kind of looks like some of those people for real. Yeah. So, oh, Jen Goddess of Light, you have a different, that's you. You just have a different photo. Wow. I appreciate that, sis. So that's what's happening is that men are asserting their dominance. And it's like, you're supposed to be a man. Why don't you go develop your own? It's almost like they try to hijack your energy or something. So it's important for y'all to understand that, especially if the man is with a weak woman. You know what men do when they with weak women? That's why they siphon in energy from strong women because they evidently with somebody very weak. A weak woman, women should not be weak. We should be comely for our partner, but as far as weak, no. There's nothing weak. First of all, divine feminine energy is not ever weak, even when it appears to be weak. That's why we've got the goddess Persephone. Persephone is somebody that we don't really pay much attention to. Persephone was the goddess that went to, yeah, they trying to hijack people's energy. And it's kind of like, well, you ain't did, tell me, what is it any different than what they were doing last year or 5 years ago? It is, you're just doing the same thing. It's nothing new. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Tonight I'll be live a little bit later. I'm actually getting ready to eat and lay down. It's very early in the morning, and I've got reading scheduled. Okay, I'm gonna get some reading scheduled. I'm getting people scheduled right now. But I'll be back a little bit later. The whole point of being a woman is that we have the power of seduction. So women have been using their powers of seduction over on men for quite some time. especially when this energy, I mean, I don't think that we would have survived if we didn't have the power of seduction, because I think that these men would have, thank the goddess, because, so especially right now, if you have an unhappy man, that's how you can tell. That's when a man is telling you that he's unhappy. Okay. So like I had a man telling me yesterday that he was extremely, extremely unhappy without me. But if you would have just done what I said and listened to me, because this is the problem. Men are feeding off of each other right now. That's what they're doing. So as a man, why would you think, especially if you know that you yourself ain't thinking right, why would you be attaching yourself to other men? First of all, women are not your enemies. Okay, so I'm not the enemy, but I will protect myself from you, and that's all it is to it. So just to let y'all know, the gods are here. There's definitely a spiritual war that's happening right now as we speak. And I don't know about y'all, but I know that I've already won. I've already taken my victory. And I think that it's all about, first of all, what's real and what's fake. Okay, we got a lot of fake that's happening. So I think that right now, um, during this period, I think that there's seemingly a lot of frequencies that are being emitted, and subliminals, and people with their conspiracies, people with their crap, their agendas. You better put your agenda away. All these men with their agendas, honey, that's over. You better let that go. Just listen. This is what we have to do as women. Let these men know that it is what it is, and either we're gonna do this the hard way or the easy way, because nobody has control right now except for the goddess. They don't have control over anything, not even themselves. We gotta literally, a lot of them are lucky that Maeve ain't cut them down yet. They lucky, but we know how ignorant they are. Okay, and so that's why men still roam the earth. You know, to be honest with you, women could have eliminated men from the earth a long time ago, but we didn't, because we kind of like them, don't we? Okay, it's a lot of women that they like. Well, we could have eliminated y'all a long time ago, but instead we didn't. And then it was crazy because men began to try to eliminate us. And for some reason, they started to be upset because women outnumber men. Men don't want to be the minority to us. And it's like, well, we are your we we are your saviors and your protectors and guardians. Without the woman, what the hell would you be? And I'm telling y'all, they would have been done blew up this planet, y'all, if it were not for the love of the woman. If it were not for you women that are unconditionally loving, people that get love work, okay, when y'all come and get love work on these men because y'all know that they're being led astray from you, and the reason why you do the love work is because you want to protect them. I think it's a lot of very strong goddesses out there. I will tell you that. Because these men don't know what they do. God bless them. They just ignorant. If it were not for us, they would not be here on this planet doing what they're doing. Now, some of them don't want to be here, evidently. Some of them, especially the ones that are out there doing crazy stuff like, like y'all know the crazy stuff that's been in the news and stuff. People have lost their mind. And it's mainly because of this stupid war. I can tell you that, for me, I think that it depends on what you're manifesting within your own realm. Like for me personally, I've been, getting my home together. I put up my autumn solstice, my Mabon altar. That bothers that negative entity that will affect the men in our lives. And it's terrible, but it's the truth. And so a lot of y'all that say, hey, I can tell that, he's stupid. So, but I love him. So a lot of y'all will come to me out of love to get these men back. And I think that a lot of y'all goddesses are beautiful for doing that. Because without love, they would be dead. That's all men do. They're trying to work their way up to another war so that they can kill each other for some reason. And the women that say, please don't go out there and get yourself killed. I love you. Those women are even under judgment. Women that have the ability to love. I'm being attacked right now by toxic people because I have the ability to love, and they've been trying to, I guess, ruin that ability for years. You're like, well, you're not going to make me feel bad. I am above you. You are everything to them, women. You are their healer. You're their nurse. You're their lover. You're their doctor. You're everything to them. So why would you need to like feel insecure for what? No woman should be feeling insecure. We've had practice at this too. So I know that for me, I know that last night I think I went to bed probably about 12. But since I got up this morning, that's all I've been seeing is the goddess. And not the goddess. Some people ain't a goddess. There's a difference. Trust me. Um, People that have actual real power, I don't have to have somebody come and cheer for me. I don't need for people to come and cheerlead for me. Okay. Now, I do believe that a lot of these people, it's a couple of men that need to turn on their camera and apologize to me for attacking me. That's okay though. I got attacked for some reason. You know why men? You know why all you men? Because they were showing so much visceral for me. That what I think it was really sexual energy. Hello, hello. Yes, but you know what? The man that we get is very lucky because we understand, like what his problem is, because like that, men that are insecure, women can typically, I think that especially if you're having issues, I think that the main work that you need to do on these men is their head and their heart and their other area, their sacral. The head, the heart, the sacral is what you need to work on because something else done took over. There really honestly isn't Mars attack. Mars is a very necessary planet. I love Mars. I actually went and protected my Mars today. Okay, Mars is the reason why we have male energy, period. So male energy is important. Toxic male energy, mm-mm. And we all know that there are some women that like to be mistreated, but they're trying to carry on the role of women like me that don't. But y'all know who the goddess is. That's all I gotta say. Because and I'm gonna tell you something. a man cannot come in front of my face without a bouquet, without a dozen roses and flowers. That's what my spirits require. So he's got to bend over backwards. And that really don't have nothing to do with love work. It's all about whether or not a person wants you. And I can tell you that it was several men wanting me bad yesterday for some reason. They wanted me bad, but they know they can't have me. So what do men do that can't have you, that want you? They attack you. That's what God has told me last night. It was like, oh, this man wants you bad. But a lot of these men are very wet behind the ears. They're very childish. And sometimes as a woman, you have to tell them. Actually, men don't like women that just submit and agree. They like for a woman to tell them about themselves because sometimes they need that. And I swear to y'all, some of y'all be at the wrong time. Y'all see, at the time where you're supposed to be assertive, that's when you're not being assertive. Okay, to fight off that energy, because it doesn't make any sense at all. And as a man, it is your responsibility to yourself to not allow any kind of invading entities, because as a woman, I have the if okay, a woman has the power to give birth to you. Literally, she's the gateway. She's God. I imagine if you looked at the entire universe from a bird's eye view, you would see a depiction of a woman with her legs gapped open, ether and blood and energy just coming out of her. That's exactly what the universe is. It's probably just a big depiction of a woman with her legs gapped open, and then she's giving birth to the universe. So you men need to sit down somewhere. Y'all are not more powerful than the moon. You're not more powerful than the goddess. You're not more powerful than Earth. We brought you into this world. That's what they don't understand. And you know what? To be honest with you, when a man is showing aggression towards you, he's really showing it to his mama. There's a man right now. Yesterday he was attacking me, y'all. He lived with his mama. He ain't mad at Jamila. He really mad at his mama, because his mama is the original person that messed him up and took away his masculinity. See, usually women are encouraging your masculinity, but when you start to attack women, that's when we know. Remember when I said save the drama for your mama? Oh, trust me, we invoke Skyla today. Very important energy, because these men, child, please. And you know what? They need to be acting like puppy dogs by this evening. Or else, we don't play that when it comes to men. You better show some respect and bow your butt down. You got women encouraging it. This masculinity, when a man is attacking a woman, that's called toxic masculinity. That's not the kind of, and so I ain't even gonna say what I really want to say. That thank you, goddess. I don't really want to say what I really want to say, y'all, because I think that it's I could really go into detail. I really could, but it just I could recognize that it was I don't want to say certain stuff. It was literally like they were upset because they couldn't access the goddess, because you have to show respect to access the goddess. Okay? You have to show respect. Oh, thank you, Shin. Oh, thank you. Sorry. I'm not. They've been attacking the heck out of us for like the past, I say, but is that gonna break us down? Or are we still gonna say the same thing? because it is what it is. It's not what you want it to be. It's just going to be what it is, you know, and women control everything. So I don't know what they arguing with us about. What's the argument? What's up, Juicy Red? Thank you. Thank you. So, you know, we were going to talk about love work, but I guess this would be appropriate to talk about it now. I would say that right now would be the appropriate time to definitely teach some of these men a lesson. So I don't know. I'm doing love work and cursing work. That's pretty much so like I said, especially when you're dealing with the goddess of love in war, most of us are goddesses of love and war. We kind of have to be because of, you know, all of these energies, weird energies, you know, energies on the planet that are trying to turn women into men and men into women. It's so weird. Um, that's something that's kind of strange that's happening on the planet. A man being submissive to a woman, or you know, being submissive to a woman does not emasculate you. It actually empowers you. That's a very powerful thing. Okay, so that's why you see the men that are fighting their goddess, they ain't getting nowhere. And the ones that are honoring their goddess, they getting somewhere, ain't they? Or they think they are. Maybe they will. Depends. You know, you all I know is that you ain't going nowhere if you continue to disrespect High Priestess Jamila. I'll make it all backfire on you. All of it. That's exactly what ends up happening. Okay. So for me, it's like, you know, I feel like everybody got the right to do their own thing, but just kind of don't, you know, involve Jamila in your shenanigans. You know what I'm saying? Because Jamila's doing her own thing. I got my own agenda. I got clients that I have to deal with. I got to go down here and light up my altar. Then I got to order some more tea lights because we're doing a tea light ritual tonight. So y'all need to do your protection. In fact, I probably should do like an emergency group protection because they are really, really, you know that there is actually what's happening with Mars right now is that the energy is being depleted, like it's dying or like it's suffering some kind of something. So for me, no, I practice high magic, guys, and this would be a time for you to work on your planetary stuff. You know, I do planetary protection because I believe that the energies can so basically it's like what it is that Mars in retrograde would mean that it's flipped upside down. So like the reality that actually is like right now, what you're seeing probably isn't necessarily reality, basically. But but here's the thing about it. Reality is there. It's just that it is a perception. It's not what y'all think it is. It's not what y'all think it is, I promise. I believe that it's a way to first of all, it depends on what you do with it. And I would say to fight those energies. I feel like there are energies that are trying to affect all of our planets, including Jupiter, Mars, the sun, the moon, okay, Uranus, all of there's right now, if you look up in the sky, if you go up there, there is all kinds of stuff attacking. They come into, it's almost like celestial, they travel in and out. I told y'all. And I think sometimes it's pre-planned. We don't really know, like, you know what I'm saying? But for some reason, they do tend to appear out of nowhere. But that's why you're supposed to banish them through time and space. You're supposed to banish them. You're not supposed to just leave stuff up there, you know. If you notice, if we were just always affected by the planets, everybody would just be up and down, up and down, up and down constantly. There would be no stability at all. And we know that there are a lot of people that have manifested stability. I'm one of them. And, you know, a lot of women that submitted to that toxic crap, celestial waste, garbage, lifestyle where a man is kicking you, and it makes no sense to me. You don't even want to be with somebody like that. Like, what's your problem, you know? Listen, right now, we what is a fleck what basically what spirits is saying is that what is reflecting above is reflecting below. So as above, so below is what's happening right now. And there's things that are communicating and mirroring back to earth. And you know, I have mirrors. That's why I work with mirrors and stuff, you know. But there's certain meditations that I do. And to be honest with you, universally, the proper meditation for it, I've already done it. And I actually train my people to understand how to meditate. And you have to have the ability to astral travel. And you can't be scared of it, because some people, if they do any astral travel, it'll scare the hell out of them. But that's pretty much what, and you know what, in fact, a woman is the reason why we haven't become extinct. If it were not for women, there would be no world at all. There would be no world to speak of if it were not for the woman. If it were not for the witch that the Bible told you to kill. Thank the goddess that every deity within the universe is protecting the goddess. They have nowhere to turn. They can front, they can fake, but at the end of the day, the goddess is always taken care of and protected. It's just all it is to it. So, I mean, I don't want you women to be afraid. Like, I don't want y'all to be scared right now, because I think that right now, what it's going to take is for us to be strong right now. We have to be strong for everybody on this planet. We have to be strong for everybody on this planet right now. So if you are a woman and you on the side of certain stuff, you that's not going to be good for you. If you a woman that literally, like for me, have you noticed, I ain't really been, I don't have no problem with women. I love women. I've been going at at the toxic females, but as far as like the divine feminine, we lifting her up. And that's the only way, as witches, when we join hands on Maybon, we have to be strong within our determination and know exactly what's going on. You know what I'm saying? If you're a woman and you're completely oblivious and you buying into all of this crap, and you know, you obviously not divine at all. You don't have no connection with any kind of divine consciousness. What are we supposed to do? We can't even use you for no purpose. Like, literally, a woman like that has no purpose to me. That's why I don't deal with women like that. I talk to women every single day, all day, every day. I'm constantly talking to women. And I know what women want. And women don't want that. Women want the goddess. They don't want to be that kind, necessarily that kind of person. You know, there's some people that do, but as far as like with what is going on, you know, I don't know, a lot of people that who they are, they're not necessarily ashamed of who they are, but at the end of the day, you can tell who has the power and who doesn't, because there's some people that are just living, they're kind of like representing a majority of people. You know, a lot of us don't have a problem with being different. And to be a witch, you're definitely different. You definitely have sort of had that isolation, and just that where you were sort of separate from everybody. You felt kind of out of place with everybody, because of the fact that you have this spiritual mission that you're supposed to be on right now. So a lot of us that have tapped into our purpose, and I think that that's really important. And I think that it's important for men to know their purpose too. But see, men are being led by other men. You should not let another man lead you ever. That's the difference between being a leader and a follower. So not only that, they're being led by toxic men that have control over them. Sadly, this is that's why those men don't. Do you think that anybody respects a man that is under control of another man? No, they don't. That's why there's certain people that are getting a little bit amount of recognition. The rest of it is fake. They're getting a small amount of recognition because they, understand how to pretend that they actually have respect for a goddess, but in reality, they really don't have no respect for women, because they're displaying their disrespect for women in general. For me, the reason why I'm respected is because I display my respect for men in general. So I've never said that men were not important. Never have I said that. But what I said is that toxic men need some help. They're crying for help. That's all they doing is asking for our help. Otherwise, what are you talking about anyway? And do you know how to ask for it? Do you think that my goddesses and deities would do anything for me if I came to them and disrespected them, asking for their help? No, they wouldn't. They would do nothing for me. It would fall on deaf ears. But being that tonight, guys, I'm cooking dinner tonight. I think I'm gonna make something simple like tacos for dinner tonight. But I've got to get ready to make offerings and stuff, because the spirits, they want meat. They want their meat offering, y'all. So I've been feeding, the spirits need to be fed right now. A lot of people don't understand that too. So right now I can't be worried about Mars in retrograde. Either you a man or you not. I think that Mars in retrograde is exposing some of the men that are not spiritually or mentally evolved, is what it's doing. Because they must have lost their mind. And please understand that 5 minutes of fame while they were being disrespectful to the goddess, her wrath is coming. I told y'all it always happens. Now, I do think that the goddess is trying to more so have peace as we go into autumn and then fall. There's going to be more so peace. So she wasn't so quick to curse somebody, but you can be cursed, trust me. And sometimes people need to be cursed, because I think a curse is awareness. I think it's awareness. I think that for you to actually be mentally and spiritually aware of certain things, some people consider that to be a curse, but in reality, it's knowledge. It's where you open up your eyes and you wake the heck up, wake yourself up. Okay. And a lot of these people do need to be woke up because they're under mind control. So I definitely can see that there are certain people that are under mind control. But to be honest with you, those people seem to be under the mind control of an angry entity that desires but can't have because there's stipulations and boundaries that have been put up. So they're upset because they can't break that boundary. Because if they break the boundary or any kind of threshold, then they are agreeing to what you expect of them. And many of them won't do that. So they want it, they want you bad. I'm telling y'all, if a man wants you that can't have you, he's gonna attack you. So there were several men yesterday that wanted me bad and just want me in general, but they can't have me. So instead, what they do is they attack. It's not okay for us to just be single. That's why I said that, when it comes to the goddesses and stuff, we do have the right to choose. And a lot of these men don't want us to have control over our bodies. So when we deny them our essence and we say, hey, listen, I'm going to tell you right now that I'm not going to deal with you if you don't live up to my expectations. And either you're going to live up to those expectations or not. And if you decide that you're not going to do what you're supposed to do, then are you going to continue to attack? So that's what that's about. It's about male dominance and partial stupidity because it makes no sense. First of all, what in the heck does any of that have to do with the woman's work that she's doing? See, we have to move these men out of the way because it's very important for us to be on task and be on our P's and Q's. Otherwise, it would be a lot of problems and a lot of issues, a lot more than what y'all think it is. Okay? Because it's got to be a balance. And I think that basically what it is that I guess supposedly things are off balance. No, certain people are off balance. If you guys notice, there was an energy shift for the past few days. I have been in the best mood ever. My vibes have been very high. I have not lowered them. Okay, a lot of these people, they try to make it seem like if you respond to them that no, you wanted me to respond and you had to get the response. That doesn't mean, honestly, no man has the power to judge a woman. They need to go ahead and hang up their gavel when it comes to that because you ain't winning this war. You're not winning it because if we let men win, the earth would be dry and destitute. It would be no water. It would be no land. It would be no nature. It would be no animals. It would be no children. There would be no you ladies that are coming to me because I've got a lot of people that are, people are ready to move on with their lives. And so, there's been more people wanting fertility help and everything. And that is because your fertility is being blocked. Why? Because they think they got control. Well, they don't. If they had control, everybody would be dead and suffering and going through changes. Ain't nobody going through that. That's why our children are actually well fed. They try to make it seem like a woman can't feed her children. She don't have enough power to take care of her children by herself. That's ridiculous. That's the lowest of the low life. And it's a bunch of low life. I don't like low lifed men, y'all. I really don't. That's a low lifed man. In other words, AKA spiritually speaking, he's low vibratory. Is basically what that means. And literally, as a woman, y'all notice the videos that I've been putting up. It's been all about my witchy stuff. Oh, I've got a day in the life video that's going up. This is about my witchy business, and you're coming on here displaying, your, thirst and confusion. That has nothing to do with anything. It don't have nothing to do with me. For real, to be honest with you, it, I'm not, why I don't allow those burdens to bother me is because a lot of them are getting up in the morning and they're taking it out on you, whatever unhappiness that they're experiencing at that moment. Okay. And a lot of them definitely would be happier with you, but they're choosing to be tortured every single day of their life. And I've noticed that, some of them don't even want to walk away. Well, then walk away. Why are you, what's going on? I thought you were going your own way like MGTOW. I don't understand it because you can't go your own way. You can't. Where are you going to go? At every turn, at every dead end, you're going to see a woman. And at the same time, you may be thinking that she's harmful to you, but actually she's saving your ass. If women actually allowed men to just go and float throughout the universe through oblivion, they'd be up there cold and dead and hard as a rock. If it were not for the woman's energy, there would be no gravity. Women are the ones that create the gravity. Mother Earth has a gravity, what is that, the gravity pool and stuff? Otherwise, you'd float up to the universe and turn into a rock. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't know y'all was in the chat. I'm just sitting there talking. I was looking at the cards. Yeah, they would literally float all the way up, and then they don't want to appreciate it. Like, I don't like this. Well, you know what? You don't know what's good for you then. It just don't make no sense. So, I'm over here burning herbs and stuff. I'm multitasking right now, y'all. I'm about to sit here and do some meditation though in a minute. So, luckily women like me are still on point because there's a lot of work that needs to be done today, and I'm gonna go ahead and buckle down and get it done. But I just want to let y'all know that as far as with the Mars and retrograde, it's you can tell that and hopefully this is what we hope. Hopefully these men are purging their toxic masculinity. Hopefully that's what a lot of them are doing. Because if you notice, they were really, really, really like it was almost like, God, are you like, is that, or you, do you feel better now? Did you belch afterwards? Because goodness gracious, I felt like, evidently they must be releasing something that at least that's how it's going to end up for me. Yeah, if it were not for women, they'd be dead. Like you realize that a woman brought you into this world. They're angry at their mothers for, I guess, for bringing them into the world. I don't understand, like, what, so what we're going to do is we're going to give it to Goddess, which is exactly what happened. And we're going to, transmute. And, well, you know what, that energy, I think spirit just kind of want to obliterate that energy. We don't want to transmute that particular energy. That's the energy that you throw away. So now that we've collected all sources of the toxic masculinity, now what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of it. And hopefully these men have released that demon, because I know that for me, I've been doing a lot of banishing because that just don't make no sense. It's not even like, wait a minute. What I notice is that these toxic men and the toxic women that they deal with, they ain't even riding the wave. They are not in sync with the universe or Goddess. They are not in sync with any of the planets, let alone Mars. They really don't have no connection with Mars. what is that's not that doesn't even belong in this solar system. That's something different. That's something that needs to be gotten rid of because it upsets the balance of the planet. And it was definitely rearing its ugly head yesterday. It was. Good Lord. Yeah. I was thinking how the Bible teaches that Eve was created from Adam's rib when it makes more sense that Adam was born from a woman first. And I think that subconsciously confuses people. That would mean Adam is the only man who wasn't born from a woman. And so some of them really delusional and don't ever think about how every human came from a woman. You're right, Gaia Love, but I want to ask you something. How do we know that Adam and Eve weren't like aliens? How do we know that maybe that was just their particular story? Because, just like your name is Gaia Love, I feel that some of us have that connection with Earth. And so maybe those people have a connection with a whole other solar system because none of it makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? Just, you're right. You would think that. So, what kind of creature wouldn't come from a woman is what I would imagine, is what I would be questioning. Like, what kind of creature would you be? And I don't believe that it has nothing to do with Mars. Mars is our friendly planet. All of those planets that are in the solar system, they are our friends, all of them. All of them. All of them are important for the universe. In fact, those are our protection and our guides. To be honest with you, when it comes to all of the planets, there's nothing wrong with the planets. They don't do stuff to hurt us. They don't go in retrograde to do nothing to hurt us. If anything, it depends on if you have an understanding of it. You know what I'm saying? If anything, they seem to bring about positive change. You know what I'm saying? So, hmm well, the reason why it's confusing is because what kind of being would not be born out of a womb? So to me, it sounds like some weird science type of stuff for them to say, for them to say that they created woman out of Adam's rib would almost be like they're saying that they were doing something that has to do with deliberate science. And we know that life is much more complicated than that. I don't even think that we even have an understanding of it yet, not completely and fully. But the way that they tried to explain human life was not from the eye and the viewpoint of a human. It wasn't. And I think that's something that we have to accept. We have to accept that we were corrupted through religion. That's all it is to it. That story that they told was a total lie. We know that it was a farce, it was a fallacy, and it sounds like to me that these were beings that it sounded like they were extracting DNA out of Adam to create Eve. But what are you going to get if you extract something out of a man's rib? A rib looks like a phallus. So again, the woman is not valued in that religion. It's not. And that's what's upset. That's a lot of that mental prison and mental programming that men have. You can tell they have a problem with women. Because a lot of those women that they give fame to are very manly. If you notice that they like manly women, if you are a feminine woman like myself, they seem to be coming for us for some reason because we do represent the divine feminine. She has a very high understanding of what their problem is. For example, to be somebody that, because literally these men that did that, they only look like men. So a man that came from a woman should have a totally different perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, ain't what is the rib significant of? Is that like the bone marrow or something? I don't really know. But what I do know is that all of that story was a complete fallacy when it comes to my life. I wasn't created out of a man's rib. No, that's not. I came out of a woman. The woman is the gateway, and the gateway is open right now. But on the 22nd, oh man, we're gonna go through a hell of an energy shift that day. We gonna go through an energy shift. I can't promise nobody else. I know that my people are gonna go through an energy shift that's positive that day. Yeah, DNA replication. Exactly. That's what it sounds like to me, like some kind of science or something, and my consciousness tells me that none of that is real and it is responsible for many of the behaviors. I believe that the same entity that is doing some weird stuff, and for some reason, I think that I feel like they're trying to feed, and they've been trying to feed for 3 months straight. So they're dying. If y'all notice, since May, they've been at it every single day. Why would they need to keep doing it every single day? And keep in mind that today is 9/11. So today is a day that has a very powerful history with the Twin Towers. Okay. So today is, we're definitely at a crossroads today. I can feel it. I can feel it. You believe that that women were ever created out of men? You really believe that, Chi? If you believe that, I respect it. But my personal belief is that we were originally created from a woman's womb, and a lot of people speculate that men altogether were genetic mutations. That's a lot of people theorize that when it comes to when they look at life, especially when you look at Dr. What is it, Elbert or Delbert? I always get his name wrong. I'm so sorry, no disrespect. But when it comes to women and parthenogenesis, women have given birth without having sex with a man, which is why Mother Mary in the Bible is considered to be a divine feminine, because she gave birth, from the Holy Spirit or whatever they call it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I believe that that's why Jesus died, because I believe that he was protecting the divine feminine. And they got angry at me because of that. They got angry. They got so angry when I said that they began to spiritually attack me. And they've been trying to spiritually attack, but our shield is so strong at this point. It's, literally you have to have your shield up. They've been on the rampage and attacking all that's good for like the past 3 months straight. And they do it because they're feeding, but they can't get what they want. That's why they keep doing it, because they lose it. So that's why they've been attacking. They've been trying to use every tactic to feed, but so many people have learned to ground themselves and they've been listening. So all of the people that they're currently trying to feed off of, they've been taking them in and out of cycles. They haven't been getting what they want. And luckily, there are a lot of people that are knowledgeable. It don't really, okay, a psychic vampire is the lower region, it's the lesser evil of what the higher aspect of that evil, where the source of that is. Because in order for something to be going on, there has to be a source. So the source that they're getting this from is currently feeding, but it's dying. It's dying right now. that energy is dying right now and it can't feed. And this has nothing to do with right now, because we know that when it comes to what's happening with the earth goes through a death phase. She's about to go through a crone phase right now because we're getting ready to go into winter. Okay, so if you notice, each phase on the earth represents the triple goddess, the mother, the maiden, and the crone. So earth is feminine. Whatever this is that, they it's so when you get the psychic vampirism, okay, the way that they feed is they feed off the emotions, they feed off of your thoughts, and they really love to feed off the root and the sacral chakra. Okay, so these are some of the main elements that they are siphoning energy from. Every chakra is an energy point, so that's why many of you are tired, many of you have back pain, many of you are irritable. See, there was a shift that happened, and if you notice, you know what I'm saying, and I'm still there, trust me, I am still there. And some of us are in the rainbow literally, and we're protected, and then there's some people that are experiencing really, really, really negative emotions and feelings in themselves. I guess it could be what you consider to be judgment or whatever. And they like to try to kill the messenger because they've been warned over and over again. So, it's really what happens is that when you see them attacking me is because they're upset because they didn't get their way. So the source is definitely trying to siphon energy. And it's not, it's our energy. So you have the right to say, hey, I'm going to protect my energy. So that's why it's been feeding for the past 3 months. And you can tell that anybody connected with that, they are going through some kind of weirdness. I'm about to tell you something. It's about to be folks that's probably about to start disappearing off this planet again, for real, because it's people out there doing too much. And, at the end of the day, they're going to protect the goddess. So if you thinking that the universe supports it, look, the universe is bigger than this, because right now it's a spaceship up there. Hold on a second, y'all. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, y'all. I'm back. I'm sorry. I ended up having to do something real quick. So definitely portals. Yeah, you know what? But see, here's the thing of it is that there's actually a portal that's open right now, and you know, basically what's happening is it's definitely a war, and I can tell you that if you on the side of evil and hurting women and the goddess, this is something that that you're gonna lose. So a lot of these men out here that are being very egotistical, on the attack, you know, they'll just get turned into little puppies. You know, ain't nobody afraid of them. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no control and no power. And thank God that they don't, because, you know, women, the etheric realm, it's not even that we have access to the etheric realm, but we are the etheric realm. We are the gateway. Okay, that's why for a while there, man, they got a lot of women duped, just like, you know, they'll, especially if you're a woman and you know, they want to take your uterus out and stuff like that. You know, that well, when it's attached to your body, it's a gateway. You know, the uterus, the even the way that it looks, the way that it's shaped, and you know, the physical composition of the body was created by the divine, you know, source, by that source, and it's perfect. So a lot of these people with, you know, I don't even want to really get into it really heavily, because you know, there's a lot of people that are that have been horribly and negatively affected by these particular entities. And so, you know, that's why they have attacked a lot of people with, you know, normal human qualities. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't make any sense. It's been going on for far too long now, and it's time for us to start living more so in peace. And also another thing, I think the president is on his way out. I don't think that he's going to make it again, and I can't wait, because he's been you know, definitely keeping, like, you know, whenever there's anything going on and just the energy, you know, that whole thing that, you know, and I know that there's a lot of Trump supporters, but I think it's time. I think that he's served his time, and I think that it's time for us to move on to the next phase, because, you know, with him being, you know, I don't, first of all, as a indigo child that came into this world in 1977, I still don't see the reason why there needs to be a war at all. Okay? It makes no sense. But that doesn't mean that as an indigo, you're not supposed to fight in the war. You know, a lot of us don't believe in it, but we still have to fight in this war or whatever. We still have to do it, because, you know, otherwise, you know, what would be our purpose? You know, so I guess it would depend on, you know, what, who your ascended masters is, you know. Yeah, really. Yeah, but you know, here's the thing about men is that men, when they get scared, they tend to attack, you know, and I think that a lot of men are having anxiety. I think a lot of them are scared. Don't you pick up on that, like men are afraid? And I notice that when men get afraid, they start attacking. You know, they start getting really, really, you know, kind of crazy acting. I feel like it's anxiety is what it is. And that I think that anxiety um is coming from, definitely God trying to tell you something. There's some kind of conflict that's happening within them. So, it's probably actually a good thing, what we're going through. So it's all a good thing. I think that if you're able to see the good in the situation and manifest the good instead of allowing things to tear you down, like for example, me being subjugated, you a hoe, you a bitch, you disgust me, you're worthless. You know, you can't allow that to tear you down. So for me, it's very sad that we have people operating on that frequency. It's sad that we have stuff like this going on, but at the end of the day, you have to rise. You can't continue, you can't allow somebody to tear you down. Mhm. That's exactly what it is. And see, spirit, I think that people get mad at me because, well, first of all, I don't have like everybody around me typically has spiritual gifts. Like I don't really know anybody with spiritual gifts, but if you have spiritual gifts, you have spiritual gifts. So, and if you're able to see certain stuff, we're all in this boat together. Ain't none of us know better or different from nobody else. So what we are experiencing, everybody is experiencing at the same time. I mean, the energies that I could feel yesterday were very confusing. It was a bunch of stuff being done, but men are going to have to learn to be above that. You can't fall apart. I feel like that's an example of somebody that falls apart. And they can't necessarily, I guess, fall apart around other people, so they always express all of their anger towards the goddess. So they're blaming the goddess, but you're going to have to just change. And then a lot of people hate me. I make people feel uncomfortable because I pull people outside of their box. So for example, if somebody is comfortable, uh and they don't want to break through those barriers and those blockages, for me, I become the enemy. I become the person that's challenging them to do more with their lives. And that bothers them. So they get angry at me. So they would rather I not exist at all. They rather, for example, the money that I make. They would rather that money not exist at all for me because it challenges them to do the same thing and they don't feel that they either have the confidence or the power to do it. So instead of them trying, what they do is they get upset with me because, like, for example, one of my biggest haters, uh, which is my mother, she has a comfortable lifestyle and she's able to pay her mortgage in her house because she gets her disability. She gets a disability check. For me, I make her feel and think that she's inadequate because the things that she's done to drive me crazy have not worked. And so I'm actually able to manifest far more than her, and I don't have to go and wait and be dependent on the government. Not that I'm putting people down that are dependent on the government, but some people that do have that dependency, they hate the hell out of me because I challenge them to rise above that. So they rather say, well, she can't do it, she hasn't done it, and she can't do it. And so because it's impossible, and the reason why I'm saying that is because I can't do it. So that's why a lot of people have a problem with High Priestess Jamila, because I challenge them outside of the box that they have been put in. So I become the enemy. But spirit is still going to stay on you. I can't do nothing to stop it. If they are calling you, if you are being called and chosen, then you just calling and chosen. Okay, I'm already living within my path. My spirits is very happy with everything that I've done, and they are always constantly rewarding me. These other people that we dealing with, they're all in their little comfort, they're in their comfort zone. They like being in their comfort zone. So I make them feel uncomfortable, but their eyes is just glued to me. They can't stop trying to figure things out. And spirit told me that I would have a war because of that, because they don't want, if I exist at all, if my accomplishments exist as a woman at all, it's a problem for them, because they'll have everybody looking at them saying, well, and they're looking at themselves and they're paranoid because they know that I earn money every day. They know that I don't. you know, every bit of food that goes into my children's stomachs are paid for by me and my energy. I don't have to depend, and nobody has to depend. They only think that they have to be codependent. They only think that they have to be codependent because they're codependent. And I'm not codependent. I am independent. I am sovereign. And they can't stand that because they like, how the hell she do that? You're supposed to be a single mother. You're supposed to be on the system. So it is a demon that many of us was chained to for a very long time. I'm not chained to that demon no more. I broke free of that demon a lot years ago. So people that don't have the power to manifest, I sit up here, people will say, oh, well, you're this or you're that. But how the hell did I manifest all of this then? From the sky? Well, yeah, literally, that's what I did. But I had to harness those energies. If you don't take any action to do anything, you won't have any change. So I represent the change that exists amongst these people, but they fight against it because they want to just sit back and they feel that that's their 40 acres and a mule. So they mix that whole thing into it, and but then it just limits you because my income is limitless. That's why I can earn several $1,000s per month, spend it and earn more. So they're always like, well, why didn't you save up no money? Well, life is expensive. And then also when you first start making money, you're gonna be spending money. So don't listen to them people. You think I listen to them people? I was able to manifest hundreds of thousands at a time. And for some reason, it's important for me to not have a voice, and for them to lie to you and say, oh, well, they just because they want you to be limited. The more limited you are, the more they can do to you and your children. They want control of your children. They want absolute control. Thank you, Prince of Presence. They want to be able to contract your children. They want to own you and your children. That's why I don't fall underneath that category of that. And so when you have that and you have a bunch of people, especially, unfortunately, for some reason, we got a lot of confused people in this world. Let's just put it like that. They're very, very confused. Okay. Um, and so when you are an inspiration, you got people that want to steal your shine. They didn't actually do it. They're still very codependent. They're still, but they're, because I'm gonna tell y'all something. I know how these folks do, and they are getting over on the system. Trust and believe that they're so it's terrible when you hear about people that do certain stuff, and when they had the capability to do so much more, but instead they wanted to take away from somebody else. Nobody has to take away from nobody else, but they want to. You know what I'm saying? Because they probably, I mean, to be honest with you, as long as you have a soul, you should be okay. As long as you have your energy, you should be okay. And a lot of these people really don't have a soul. They all think that they're supposed to give away their soul. They got bad gurus running around here, people that you can't trust. They trust the wrong people. And that's why they end up in the predicament that they end up in. And you can't transfer that. If you have a spiritual lesson to be learned, you can't transfer your karma to me. You've been screwing up the past several years. You can't transfer that to Jamila. You're gonna have to, hey, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. And my seeds are sold, and they are sold very well. Okay, that's why I'm able to do a lot of the things that I'm able to do. I do what I want to do. And I'll be damned if I'm going to have some crazy man that's imbalanced messing up my flow. That's what they do, is they try to interrupt the flow because they are not in sync with the flow of money, because their flow of money has been stopped. They allow somebody else to give them a handout because they are afraid of their own energy, because they have been taught to be a slave. So instead of a third party being able to contract my energy, Jamila gets all of her energy. And they can't stand it. Okay, all of y'all that are codependent on certain things, y'all know, did y'all find out the loop that they threw with them checks, them stimulus checks? A lot of people are angry about that. You're not gonna get that check until around Christmas. So what are you going to do to get that extra money? They're not going to just give you the extra money. That they are going to make you work for it. And a lot of these people, their brains have went to atrophy. That you're going to have to wake yourself up, because I believe that something I believe something crazy is about to happen within the government or something. And I believe that a lot of these people with all that stuff, so right now what we have, and this is the truth, y'all, a lot of people that are dependent on the government, they are protecting the government, they are protecting the slave masters and the captors because they want to keep their benefits. And so they are fighting against people like me that rose above that, because they feel that on some level that I'm going to be the cause of their benefits being taken from them or something. It's so weird. So they're paranoid at the same time, but it's not our fault that we don't choose to live that way. And that's not me. I'm not down in or degrading nobody. I understand why so many people lost their mind, especially if you bought into that gang stalking program and you let them drive you crazy, or either you let certain people in your life drive you crazy, or certain people put you in a certain position and you can't get the hell out of it. So those people, they figure, well, they're afraid that people like me gonna make them lose everything. And it's totally irrational thinking. If you gonna get up out of that, you just gotta get up out of that. You gotta dive into the ocean. When I did it, I didn't just put my foot in the low areas of the waters. I dove into that ocean and swam. I didn't drown. I swam. So, you know, and as long as you're codependent on something, it can control you. It can control your mind. It can control how you feel. These people that are getting what they getting, they're very unhappy because the people that are handing them out the stuff are at the same time psychically attacking them. There is nobody sitting there at peace and harmony. They really don't feel that peace that they want to feel like other people do when you are free of that. And they have to accept that. You have to accept who your enemy is. So that's why they're upset with me, because they're like, well, she's going to make us lose everything. And I'm like, first of all, I'm not going to make you lose anything. I don't have control over that. I don't do nothing involving that stuff. They're going to do whatever they want to do. I know that I'm doing me, but a lot of people that I know, including my mother, she gets a check every month. She thinks she's the stuff. She thinks that she's better than me because she gets a disability check every month that pays her mortgage. I have to work for my place of live. I have to work. So my mother, that's why she done went down that road. She got, it must be nice to be able to sit there all day and have your mortgage paid. And they downed me. They degraded me because they felt that they were better than me because I was getting a government, help on my rent, but they're getting government stipends for their mortgage. It's called disability benefits. Hello, Diane. How are you? So it must be nice to be. That's why a lot of people feel that it's government funded. The gang stalkers, like I'm gonna tell y'all something. My mama's on disability. My uncle's on disability. His wife is on disability. A lot of the older generation in my family are now collecting in a disability. Even the ones that probably still could do some work, they're not doing it. They're sitting around. They have went into atrophy and they have lost their mind. So I'm sorry, as far as my family's power and my power on my own, I'm not going to give it up to disability. That's basically what they gave it up to. And for some reason, I'm a threat. I'm a threat because I made the choices and the decisions for my life. Well, see, that's their own paranoia every single day, getting the best of them every single day. Like, why are you worried? And they'll say, oh, well, you pay rent. Well, you pay a mortgage and you don't even pay your mortgage. I pay your mortgage. I'm a taxpayer. Taxpayers, the people that I'm taking care of as a taxpayer are attacking me. Ain't that crazy how the tables have turned? So if they could put their brains into order and stop being mind controlled, then you can just manifest whatever you want. I manifest whatever I want. That's the reality of it. Other people can like they are under the control of other people. They're frustrated because they're stuck in a limit. Their spirit suffers because it's being oppressed. So that's where all of the anger comes from, especially some of the people that I've been dealing with. I realize that they feel oppressed and literally can barely even make ends meet while I'm sitting over here, and they're upset about that. And I'm like, well, join the gravy train. They like, no, we'd rather try to take your energy, twist it, and they think they're gonna get away with it. And like I told y'all, those one people, I don't even know why anybody listens to them anymore. Because those people tried to stop me from they just to think that people would try to stop you from living and they never succeeded. Thank the goddess. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I live my life every day in love and peace and in harmony. Okay. You are very welcome, Chi In. You are very welcome. I live my life every day in peace and harmony, regardless to what the clan is doing. The clan is the family. Let them do their own thing. They went on attack mode yesterday, and why they think they can. I honestly think, because see, I'm very balanced. They don't understand how do you do it, because I have the energy of masculine and feminine. That's how I do it. I embrace both sides. I don't mind. And if y'all notice, my voice has been very scruffy lately. See, that is because of the imbalances on this planet. A lot of us women, we are going through the phase where we have to be very strong and masculine. There is a certain, a lot of women possess those masculine qualities, and it's vice versa for men. The only thing is that men take things to the extreme. A lot of men have taken things to just this total extreme, and we do understand why, but you know what I'm saying? It's just that kind of like, when they fall down, the only thing that's left for them to do is get up, because that's some really low stuff. That's really low for it. And for some reason, they claim that they have pride and self-respect, but I just wouldn't do that. So for me, I'm battling with family family that are mentally ill and freaking calling people and setting things up, and none of that is real. All of that is contrived, or whatever you call it. It's a setup. Everything that I got over here is real. Magic is real. That's why somebody came in, they was like, "Are those real apples?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, these are real apples." Okay, on my altar. You know what I'm saying? So they got jealous of all those apples because they know that I have an abundance. I always have an overabundance, and they get upset. But you know what? As a high priestess, it's not my responsibility to hold those people up. I don't listen. Nobody is supposed to be some kind of light beam, you know what I'm saying, necessarily for other people. It's not my responsibility. I don't have to carry the burden of those people. They're burdened all the time. Why can't they get themselves up out of that? I have no idea. It's not my problem. I'm still going to enjoy my life and enjoy the things that I have in my life, which is love, money, all of the things that they fake for YouTube. They come online and they fake it for YouTube, but please believe that I have everything that I want and need. And I think that a lot of them want to deter you away from witchcraft, but that's a total lie. And that's why I said they work for the church. And I know that at least the entity, or either the corporation that harasses me, little old me, 5'4", literally with a conspiracy happening against me. What does that tell you? Okay. So, the only thing that's left for them to do is to tap into their spiritual power, but they are afraid to do that. For some reason, they're afraid. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know why they're afraid to do that. So instead, they backbite and pull on your energy. Don't let them pull on your energy. In fact, yesterday I was up all day and night guarding my own energy. Yeah, they got jealous of the Maybon altar, Prince of Presence. Hey, Hecate. Yeah, they were. Oh, yeah, I definitely felt it yesterday. You could tell that they were doing. It was a ritual that they were doing yesterday. It already backfired on them. All of them sitting over there wondering why they doing it, why they did it, why they tried it, and I'm wondering if they're gonna try it again. And I don't even want to tell y'all what they was trying to do, because we won't even speak that into existence. But of course, they would love to. They've been bothering me for 3 months straight because for some reason they think that they can mess with my money. And they've been wanting me to lose my house and all that. That's because they probably about to lose their houses. Evidently something done went on financially with these folks, because the past 3 months, good Lord. And they're upset because of the financial stability that you have. They trying to look at your bank deposits. They want to see what you got coming. And at the end of the day, it leads to nothing but them having nothing. Everybody that was attacking will end up with nothing. You know why? Because yesterday, instead of you trying to manifest for yourself, see, yesterday I understood what I was supposed to be doing. Tuesday, I was working with my deities on Tuesday. They're working against you, but they're not working for themselves, because the work that they do against you don't work for them. It doesn't. All they do is front, but at the end of the day, they gonna have to do something. I don't know what they gonna do. I'm good with my life. I'm good with what I have. For some reason, I think that they were trying to, get me evicted or something. They was trying to mess with my money to where I get evicted. Look, I always have a savings. It's a spiritual savings. I can tap into it whenever I want. They looking for it right now in spirit. I have all of my spiritual money hidden. So the spiritual energy that they're looking for, they're not manifesting. Anybody that's coming for my energy ain't manifesting jack shit because my spirits won't let you do it. Tap into your own energy. A lot of these people thought, oh, I'm going to be an overnight success. Do you think Jamila was an overnight success? Yeah, my business was successful, meaning that it had flow because I understand the flow of money and energy, of course. But as far as when it took me 3 to 4 years to build up to this. And it had nothing to do with them. It was just, it takes time. So it don't always happen overnight. Now it did after I worked off some stuff and was able to, you know what I'm saying, start to increase my power of manifestation. Then I was able to start getting up into, making more money. And if you notice, they lost their mind and they still losing it. For the past 3 months straight, 4 months, and nothing that they have done works. That's why they have really close to nothing to say. In fact, it's considered, okay, it falls under karmic debt when you are doing what they're doing and they think, well, we're not practicing witchcraft, we're just doing the Lord's work. You ain't which Lord was that? Lord Ganesha? What Lord was that? Who is this Lord? So that's still witchcraft. When Christians attack, when they get together and they start doing stuff like that, it's like, oh Lord, here we go again. Oh Lordy. And they won't, and it's like at some point they're gonna have to learn the lesson. But they've been having a lot of problems because every time they do it and they come for the goddess, everything's gonna backfire on them. Especially when it's for nothing. Especially when you have no righteous cause. Jealousy, envy, hatred. Hell, they was all broke. Evidently, that's why they was upset. But you broke. Why you think you broke? You'll blame it on Jamila, but I'm just protecting myself. You're broke because you keep involving yourself with demons that have no power. And you keep trying to go up against somebody that does have power. Exactly. Exactly. Right. Taking my energy instead of using their own. And I'm just gonna tell y'all something. A lot of them are lying. They ain't manifesting nothing. They can't show you no money. They can't show you no money they done made, and they don't need money. Their lifestyle, a lot of these people, they don't really have a lot of bills and stuff. A lot of them live with their mama, a lot of them being taken care of. So, and a lot of the times, um, they don't know what the hell is wrong with them or what they were thinking. You do gotta unfriend them. Yeah, that makes no sense. It has nothing to do. So Gaia says that she thinks that they body hop. So you think it was like a entity that jumped in their body? It could be. I personally think that they are underneath sort of like an umbrella. And I think that, and it's definitely not in sync because they're not in sync with what any kind of goddess of money is doing. They're not. And they try to make it seem like it's about the money. But for me as a spiritualist, I can't make it about the money. Only thing I can tell you is that I've got to get paid for doing the work that I do for you. Okay. And it just, I guess it's an inconvenience for them. I think that they wanted, I think also it helps them to be cheap. Because they kind of, I guess if your living expenses are less, I guess you would charge less. So I guess it would depend. I mean, my spirits always align me with the correct client. I'm always in alignment with everything that I need. So, them not being in alignment sucks. I guess they like struggle. But I don't have that struggle. The only thing I have to struggle with sometimes is fighting with demons. That's the extent of what I have to do in entities and certain spirits that can come about. But other than that, that's a part of my job. That's what I do for a living. You know, they broke because of them tithes. Oh, you know what? You right about that because, I think that it seemed like to me that people that belong to them churches, like the pastor is the only person that got money and everybody else be struggling. So they're investing in the wrong things. They're investing not in themselves is the problem. So, the church is in direct competition with witches, especially if you got some ridiculous family church. They're in direct competition with witches because when people come and pay us, they're investing in themselves and they actually get a return on the investment. They're not getting a return on the investment that they're putting in. The only thing that they do get out of it is the sick pleasure of harassing people. That's it. And that's not even becoming pleasurable for them anymore because they're realizing how ridiculous it is. Yep. And money is energy. They're sacrificing their money, aka energy, to a demon, is what they're doing. But they do try to use my energy a lot, a lot. Like you'd be surprised. I got like, oh my goodness, like, and you know what? If you in my coven and you know what I'm saying, and you out there trying to speak dirt on my name and stuff, you not gonna make it that way with my energy. My energy don't allow that. It don't work that way. You got to actually tap into your power to manifest. I'm sorry. It is because yeah. Uh-huh. Mm. Mm-mm-mm, Gaia love. Did you do a contract like a protection for your Gaia love? I got a feeling that you probably need to do some protection for that so that your landlord ain't doing stuff like that unless that person, because I know how that feels to have like a demonic narcissistic landlord. No, it doesn't. Prince of Presence said it right. That demon has no loyalty to them at all. It don't even work for them. It's a trickster demon. Literally that entity works more for the witches and it works more for me. I'm just saying, I'm just telling the truth about the situation because and it's kind of like I think that the worst part about it is the emotional attachment that you may have with them. And for me, I'm sorry, I just can't care about somebody that don't care about themselves. And they don't seem to still get it. They don't care about themselves. They literally are the sheeple being led to slaughter. Yeah. So you're moving out, you're moving away from them. Good. Yeah, the here's the thing about it is that evidently, they told me I was horrible. They told me I was evil. They said we're going to stick to our church, we're going to pray a lot, and they ended up with less than me and they can't understand why. Well, now you know why, because you got tricked, you got bamboozled. You got bamboozled. Okay, I told we literally, literally I've been talking about religion for the longest. I've been talking about the limitations in religion. And so that's exactly what they're looking at. And they're mad at me because of that. Because that's not religion within itself is only meant to empower the pastor and, certain men. That religion was not meant to empower most people. So that's the reason why they have no power and they're chasing after me. So, mhm. And it's definitely got something to do with a church because one of them just called me. That one person just called private. They're mentally ill, is what it is. They're very mentally ill. You can't even really argue with them. It's a waste of energy. Arguing with them and acknowledging them is actually a waste of energy, to be honest with you. But it's nothing wrong with trying to help your fellow man. Whatever it is that you're doing or whatever it was that you thought was going to give you security is not doing that. So they're kind of upset and not understanding why them pushing that garbage, which is what it is. Religion is garbage and they know it and they know what they own and they know that I'm going to throw it away and fight against it. So, somebody was saying that we're more so the embodiment of Lilith. I can definitely agree with that. But we embody so much more. Just to let you guys know, we embody so much more because, these deities were created at certain times. Like, Lilith is definitely a huge source of energy. Like she is amazing. You know, um, but Lilith is she helps when you're dealing with the church, especially is how she helps a lot because everything about that church is totally it just needs to be thrown off of this planet for real. And they're still up to it. It's definitely what that is. And everything that comes from that, even though they claim that they're not religious, they still go by religious indoctrination. So, that's just like a person saying that, if you live a certain lifestyle, then you just are that lifestyle and the way that you talk, the certain way that you talk about, you know, um, your perspective and your viewpoint on it. And it is it's first of all, it's not even a justified fear because for me as a witch, I never came out the gates attacking anybody. It was other people that were the enemy that were on the attack and they were blaming it on me. I don't just sit here and attack people. Now, if you start something with you, we're going to be in a spiritual war with each other and I just know for a fact that you won't win that war. But you know what I'm saying? They will still try it because they feel compelled to do it. Hey, Miss L, 2 years ago, I had an emotional breakdown and stopped going to church. Not one single member has called on me or checked up on me in those years. Pastor always preaching love one another. I was hurt. Yeah, Diane, I'm sorry to tell you that the reason why you had an emotional breakdown was because of the church. That was the reason why you had an emotional breakdown was because of the church. That system is being destroyed. It's inevitable. They can get mad at me all they want, but that's the reality. Man, people that go to church, they pick up all kind of demons in that church. A lot of the times the pastor is like a vessel for the demons because he's controlling everybody in the church. He controls your marriage, he controls your children, he controls everything. Your emotions. That's why they got to go. That's why a lot of people have to go to church 3 times a week. It's like what they do is they take your energy, right? They hold it. Pastor holds it. Spoon feeds your energy back to you while you're at church. It's not enough. It's like unrequited love when you're dealing with the church. So that's why they get sad, they get depressed. Then when they go to church, the pastor gives them that good energy. They go back home, they have to face reality. Pastor is probably going to go home to a very nice neighborhood. They're going to go home to something that they don't like. And yeah, there are investors that have money in the church. There's people that pay thousands, if not, I mean, some of these, especially these super churches. But y'all remember what happened over here with Bishop Eddie Long? The church been, man, that church is dead. It's dead. We already burnt it down. Y'all remember Bishop Eddie Long? People in the community still love him, but unfortunately, he was raping young boys. Very demonic, ruined people's lives, turned them boys into, they're probably struggling with their sexuality now. I never made my children go to church ever. No, thank you. Mm-mm. So yeah, and a lot of the older generation, they're very judgmental. Don't get depressed about it, Miss L. That's why I said, yeah, it has been kind of depressing. Like especially the last week or so, it's been ooh, them spirits, they have been real nasty. It's been a lot of nasty spirits. Not even things involving the church, but it's a conglomerate of things. It's a lot of different factors that are playing in our emotional health right now. But the one thing that ain't gonna fly is men taking it out on women, and the statistics are alarming. Ever since the social distancing, domestic violence and abuse of children has increased, and men have went crazy. And it's kind of like men are creating the hell that we're seeing on earth right now. They are, because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Every generation, probably for the last 10 generations, have tried to bring about the end of the world based upon this religion, and it doesn't even exist. It's not real. These dates that they keep predicting as the end, they keep coming and going, and it just makes it look more fake. So they know that they've been exposed, and generations and generations of families that have been dependent on that church are now lost. They're lost because so many people are turning away from the church. So the church is losing money as people aren't gain their independence. So that's why the church has an invested interest on attacking. And yeah, when they pray, and all of those energies go into one intent, that is considered to be a form of witchcraft. And so they're very hypocritical. They need to just leave people alone. Everybody doesn't, and especially, I'm sorry, I have different views as my whole family. Of course, I'm a Black person in a family of Christians. And I believe that for years I was supposed to be their weird sacrifice. Well, what the hell? This is supposed to be a God of humans. And this God is telling you to sacrifice other humans. And that is what you call God. Right. They're confused. Y'all know they confused. Human sacrifice. There is no human sacrifice. When you kill a human being, it's gonna come back and haunt you. Why do you think that people that kill people end up being very sick or they end up dying? Because you don't just get to sacrifice nobody and you don't have no karmic backlash. They are totally in a delusion. And this whole Jesus thing, Jesus is their enemy. Any Christian that is doing that, any Christian that is trying to sacrifice other people as Jesus, Jesus is attacking them. That is the whole truth about it. Because, okay, you got to think, the way that Jesus died, it was unfair. They literally betrayed Jesus, killed him, right? Jesus rose back up 3 days later. So this deity that they worship does have them in chains. Jesus is a trip. He's like God and the devil at the same time. And he don't respect nobody that's like that. First of all, Jesus got betrayed. You running around here backbiting and talking about people. Jesus don't like ugly. So they all under the indoctrination, and they're supposed to have Jesus as their God, but Jesus has rose. Jesus is like a Jesus don't look like what they think he looked like. He kind of looked a little bit like Kali Ma. He's really not what they think he is. And he does have a spiritual form that is very comforting, but he will present himself, you know what I'm saying, as a demon because he's angry. Jesus is angry at these people. But he's already gotten his revenge. When they killed Jesus, he rose back up and killed them all. He got them all. So I don't even know why they need to just let Jesus rest. I think it's a personal relationship with God. If you decide that there's a lot of witches that Jesus is their deity. And it probably has a lot to do with that religious programming, but also they know that Jesus is on their side. So it's not, for me personally, I am somebody that tries to respect all deities. However, there are some of them, it's not a deity. First of all, the Bible is just a book. The Quran is a book that was written. That's it. That's all it is a book. These are books. In fact, we're letting an inanimate object control us. That's that now at this point, because to be honest with you, we got other stuff to worry about other than that. Just to let y'all know, kind of like some Star Wars shit. So the people that ain't evolving, they getting hit up first. The people that are smart, they know that, first of all, that deity left this planet a long time ago, not Jesus, but the whole energy and the spirit. That spirit got destroyed by whatever it was during Revelations. I guess what the devil destroyed God, and now the devil rules over the earth. None of what they think makes sense, but so that's been over for years. Right now, what is controlling most people is the indoctrinated beliefs of the Bible. So right now, literally, we're letting paper and ink and pages, an inanimate object is controlling the minds of a lot of people. Now, make that make sense to me. Make that make sense to me. It's like they're not thinking, and so the people that are intelligent, they like, well, don't you kind of think that, maybe you're creating these things, with your mind and your actions, and that they really don't exist? Okay, when you're talking to two people that are heavily indoctrinated into religion, everything, all of everything that we work, that we fight against on this planet, everything that we deem as disgusting was created within the Bible that was written. Just like, when they bust those child sex rings, and all this, all the stuff that they are doing goes against the Bible. You're supposed to be able to rape women. The Bible says that you're supposed to be able to rape women and children. The Bible says that you can use children as target practice. This is what it says in the Bible. I don't Do you think I'm lying about it? Pick it up and read it. So everything that they say is horrible. Their Bible says to do it, but at the same time, witches are the problem. You ever stop to think that maybe they wanted to just get witches out of the way so that they could exact their diabolical plan? And it's working on some people. I feel so bad for people that got that shit in their family. Them people are so stupid. They sit every day and manifest this hell on earth every single day. It just makes no sense. That's why I wanted to get the hell away from them. Anybody that's like that, you don't even have to be family. If you a person that's like that, that just sits there every single day, you read in the Bible, all signs are pointing to this being very, very harmful. There's a movie, there's been so many movies, and not even movies, stuff happening in real life. Andrea Yates was sitting there. They actually made a movie. They made a scary movie. They actually made a Lifetime movie also, but they did like a horror movie that was sort of the same as Andrea Yates. Andrea Yates was sitting there reading that Bible, and a spirit from that Bible told her to kill those children, and that's exactly what she did. The Bible is very harmful. There's spirits in the Bible, very bad spirits. So it is what it is. They the ones that, like, how you gonna tell me that you're smarter than me and you got it all figured out, but yet you're a Christian and you're literally attacking your own children? These people are attacking their own kids, trying to act like they got good sense, and we supposed to listen to you. Damn them all. Damn them all, whoever's doing it. And they're creating these sexual perversions in people. Folks is sexually frustrated, you know. Yeah, they did. Yeah, and people still living by that, or something. I guess if you call what that is living. If they would just, why can't they get up in the morning and just live life? And but they can't, because they get up every morning with that demon on their back every single day, and it compels them to attack and judge all of the things, coincidentally, that Christians are not supposed to do. So it's crazy how the Bible is contradictory. It tells you to do something, but then it tells you not to do it. And I think a lot of that has to do with, I guess, different times of the Bible where you had to do certain things. But at the end of the day, what what completely destroys religion is all of the heavy indoctrinated beliefs against the woman that we can see are harmful, and then also the indoctrinated beliefs against the witch. Okay, which is same thing as woman, wise woman, okay, or powerful woman. Okay, the everything, the all of it discredits the religion, and the Bible has no credibility over here. So that's why Bible curses don't work. These people will they'll try to incite Bible curses on you and shit. All that ain't gonna do nothing but happen to you, boo boo. Because your Bible even says that. It even says it. They're sitting there reading a Bible that's telling them that the actions that they are doing is gonna lead to their demise, but they still do it. So it doesn't make any sense to me. So they not even going by their ascended masters, and they eat a lot of shrimp and lobster. You ain't supposed to eat seafood if you a Christian or religious. The Bible forbids you to eat fish of the sea, or you know what I'm saying, or what do they call that? I think it says something about there's a whole list of crap that these people ain't supposed to do, but they think they can pick. Well, I'm gonna pick to do that because I kind of like shrimp. It tastes good. You ain't supposed to be eating that stuff, but they do it because they really don't take it seriously. That's why you can't actually go into a church and get real spiritual help. It's all for show. Is they wanted to build pretty cathedrals that we could admire. That was it. We like the whole structure of the church. It's cute. Yeah, that's nice. It was stained glass and little pictures of cherubs, and you got the stained glass of Jesus, and then you got Mother Mary and all of the. But it's all for show. It's a showcase. It's a fucking front. Excuse my language, because I've been trying to quit cussing, so that slipped out. It's a freaking front. It's not real. It's not based upon anything real. It was a fantasy that was created so that these people could lead themselves and their own families to slaughter. Anybody dumb enough to be to be a part of that right now today is ridiculous. Run around here talking about we gonna sacrifice you. I should have aborted you. I'm gonna sacrifice you. What? The zombie apocalypse. You know that zombie apocalypse thing is very real. When your family goes crazy or people go crazy and get to chasing you, you got the right to stand your ground. Hello. They said Jesus is pescatarian, so he eats fish. Nicole Robertson said, don't they think Jesus is pescatarian? So isn't that somebody that eats fish, eggs, and drinks milk? Probably so. Pretty sure that um I'm just gonna be honest with you. There's a need for us to eat animals and drink their blood right now. It's a need for that. Pagans believe in animal sacrifice, not human sacrifice, because animals are willing to sacrifice themselves. Human beings have human beings are very, very different. Okay, so for some reason, and it's definitely some craziness. It's just I'm telling you, it's just and it just gets worse as people, do more and more and more, with their beliefs and the crap that it's like you can't please everybody. You really can't. Yeah, they're definitely demonically possessed. And the problem is that the demon is tearing them down. And I don't like, as a witch, I guess you could say, you know, my whole thing about it is that I think that the main aspect of it is learning to respect the woman. Is what religion is going to have to do, because throughout the whole thing, women can't talk in the church, sit down. If a man rapes you, he can go and pay for you. So religion is what started prostitution. um you know and it carries it on. It's just the most disgusting thing. ever. It really is. The whole thing is just very disgusting, and I just don't buy into it. If a man rapes a woman, he's supposed to go and pay your father 50 pieces of silver. So your father turns into your pimp in the Bible. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. The fact that your daddy is a pimp in the Bible. Your father is your original pimp in the Bible. And this is what these people do. This is what it's like. And I'm just telling y'all that literally, like, I don't know what these people gonna do. They gonna end up, I believe that they gonna have another rapture. Maybe these people that are creating problems will just be taken off of this planet or something, because good Lord, that's the stupidest thing ever. Yes, Prince of Presence with those energy vampires, we have to eat meat. In particular, the cow is very sacred right now. The cow. Okay, the cow is a very sacred animal. Okay, she has milk and meat, and she's required. Now, I know that there's been a lot of people that have been debating that veganism thing. I wish we could, not, suffer animals right now, but right now the little children are suffering. So, it's kind of like, and so I'm not even going to get into that. But right now, with all of everything that's going on, half of this whole planet would be, it's a lot of people that would be very sick and not healthy right now. So women in your aunt's church can't preach or wear. So how is it even? Oh, okay. So she goes to a church and women can't preach or wear makeup or pants. Yeah, I don't really see, those would be the type of people that I wouldn't get down with. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, like, those people, they front for the church, but then they go home and they throw sex parties. Hello? And they wouldn't tell me I'm disgusting just because I want one husband. In fact, some of them married Christian folk be some of the most freakiest people walking the earth, swinging and having all kind of stuff going on, but they feel like if they go to church, the church is washing their sins, and it's not, because you see them all the time on the attack. Because evidently they must feel some type of way about what they did. I don't know. Yep, yep, exactly. The reason why they don't want them, exactly, Prince of Presence, exactly. The reason why they tell women not to wear pants is because they can pull up your dress and they can get to the vagina easier, and it's easy access. They want you to have a dress on, and cuz stockings, they can just rip them off. It's, yeah, exactly. They want you to be more vulnerable. That's why I don't, that's why I try not to have hatred for that religion. I try to be understanding, but that's one of the reasons why I can't stand religion, is because it weakens women, which weakens the men too. So it's not men against women. It's smart people against people that are under mind control. You got to understand that as a man, when the woman is weakened, it weakens you too. Hello? They don't get that. That's why a lot of men married these weak women, and look at how weak they are. They trying to pull energy from women like me. What's up, Nick? How you doing? So what they do is they have this showcase front of this woman that's totally incapable. And right now it's obvious. And what do? They come and they attack strong women like me because they need my energy, because this woman that they got has completely been gutted of all of her power. Please. And she ain't got no sense to live within her power. I'll be honest with you. Some of these women, the stuff that these men be doing, that reflects poorly on a woman. That does that, and that's sad, but it does, because as a woman, how could you let a man get that far and get that bad off? You think that a real woman that's very strong and powerful is gonna do something to change the situation? You got access to the man, you can feed him herbs and stuff, and he's still running around here cheating on you, desiring other women. Because as a woman, if you're just totally submissive to a man, he's gonna lose interest in you. And at times where it's time to do the united front, which ain't manifesting nobody nothing, the witches like me, we're the ones that's got all the power. So that's why they always looking at us. Them weak women ain't doing nothing for those men. They're not. They want access to the divine feminine. They don't want access to a eunuch. That's a woman that's had her soul removed. She ain't got no spine or no real backbone. So it is what it is. And then also when it's dangerous, you got a woman that the women that are witches that are revolting against that is we are the saviors. We are saving the men. Those other women, they ain't got no sense to help you. The mammies, exactly. Exactly. Those are the people that are, they don't have enough strength to stand up to the man and say, hey, what you're doing is not only harmful to me, but it's going to harm you. So women have to take a stance. You can't be weak. Okay. He's going to use some lotion, Miss L. That's exactly Miss L is hilarious. That's exactly what he's going to have to use. That bottle of lotion is more feminine than that weak woman that allows you to control her. In fact, femininity is, according to Kali Ma, femininity is very strong and powerful. Oh my goodness. So I don't get it. I don't get why people don't understand that. You definitely don't want to be the helpless little wife sitting at home, being the perfect trophy that's not real. Huh? I want to be somebody that's just it's fake, but we're just gonna front, but we're not experiencing anything real. Right. So yeah, a lot of women that just agree, agree, agree. I mean, if your man is treating you well and he's not out there chasing after other women and lusting after other women, if that's what he's doing, then fine. But being that this whole submissive act just doesn't work, that's really literally all it is an act. And especially right now, ain't no woman be submissive right now during a spiritual war. She trying to get you killed. A woman that's submissive of you right now is actually working against you. I better put that kitchen witchery to good use. Yep, exactly. But they won't do it because those women, they are just there to watch the man kill himself. They're not gonna say anything to him. They're not gonna do anything or show him any real love. Drink some water. Baby, why you been drinking vodka all day? Drink some water. They don't care. They gonna sit back and watch that man die. These women they do nothing for the planet. These women, they won't plant no trees. They won't do nothing. They just want to sit and read their damn Bibles and wait for everything to dry up. Who the hell wants a woman like that? Don't nobody want no woman like that. Miss L, chill, calm down, girl. You in the chat talking about sex. Don't no man really actually want a woman that's weak enough to allow a demon to destroy him. Make that make sense to me. And just universally, these weak women, they do nothing for us. In fact, they're really not like, do you really fear a weak woman like that literally her whole goddamn spine and heart and everything. She ain't nothing but a stuffed animal. She like one of them plush dolls. You know, that's all she is. There's nothing inside of her. There's no life. There's no spirit. There's no energy. You know, she's not gonna, you know, and you notice that these men, they just got sicker and sicker throughout history. And it just, so those women, you know, we just kind of feel sorry for them. But a woman that is strong and powerful, she's gonna stand in her power and stand her ground. So for me, I'm simply being attacked because I won't accept this weak contract of love. I wouldn't accept a love contract that was not gonna do me any good. So I'm being attacked because I don't agree, because I know I'm worth more and I'm more valuable. So that's why I was being attacked. Because and that's why I've been attacked for years. All of us women that are in the position that I'm in, if you in your 30s and 40s and your ex and y'all know what they've been doing, spiritually attacking us. That's the reason why we're under attack. Same thing with Adam, why he attacked Lilith, is because we refused to accept the love that they offered us. And the reason why is because it had stipulations and limitations and bullshit on it. And we knew that we wasn't going to be happy with it. So what's the point? You know, you think we're going to be like those other women and accept it and let you run around here in filth and fake? A woman that can dig that spirit up out of a man and get rid of it, that's the kind of woman that people want. Don't nobody want no woman that just sit up there and go, okay, I agree. I agree. Please. You know what? Some of these men need a mama because they mama ain't never really been no mama to them or taught them anything. So that's why a lot of us right now, we sitting up here dealing with these type of men that never really had, they was surrounded by weak women their whole life, including their mama. So it is what it is. We gonna still do what we gotta do, because ain't no woman gonna sit up here and risk the whole world for one goddamn man. You can be sacrificed as a man. The women talk about sacrificing a woman. Y'all done got the game all messed up. Women, first of all, we just allow, like, and you show right, y'all gonna see who's gonna be the winner. Is it gonna be it's not gonna be that. Trust and believe that that's total bull crap. These fake people and their fake made up crap has nothing to do with real magic and real life. All that stuff is a fallacy. People that are Christian, they are in the matrix. Hell, some of these Christian people, they'll be living in some of the most raggediest, dilapidated conditions. A lot of these people that work for the church, they don't even care. They'll do it for God. They can be living in a damn car. Okay, it's obvious that instead of praying to a God that obviously isn't listening to you, for you to say, hey, eventually one day I'm going to realize that perhaps maybe I need to do something to help myself. So that's exactly where they end up, living in their car with all that praying. You got to do it. You got to make it happen. You ain't nobody ever got nowhere praying and hoping. Praying and hoping ain't did nothing for nobody. That's why we don't do that. We don't pray. And we don't ever say, "Oh, well, I hope this happened." Well, I'm not gonna ever say that, because if I want something to happen, God damn it, it's gonna happen. And you can call me a demon or try to demonize me and say all this stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm not waking up in the morning thinking about attacking you unless you are attacking me. So that's just the reality of it. And there's no argument. They don't have any argument when it comes to that. And they have no credibility. Okay. So you planted an apple tree in your parents' yard and they cut it down. Wow. Well, I can tell you this, that Christians are battling with nature, and nature is scary. Because right now we got storms that are coming in that are getting ready to hit the South. So once again, nature proves that she wins. You cannot compete with nature. She will rise up out of the ground, and literally you'll have a sinkhole in the middle of your house if you keep messing with her. So, that was symbolic. Your parents did that because they hate nature. If y'all were to actually see the world from a perspective of what it would look like, there would be nothing but nothingness. There would be no light, there would just be darkness, or it would be like smoke or fog. These people seem to have a problem with the landscaping of the earth. That's why they don't like the tree of life. Miss L is funny. You got jokes today. He's the demon of lotion lust. That's hilarious. Y'all got to stop. That was no, but Gaia, that was them, especially being that it's an apple tree. And see, right now they're at battle with nature, and I can tell you that nature is gonna win. It probably freaked them out because the apple symbolically to Christians is evil. The apple is evil to Christians. They consider that to be evil. When in reality, the apple has a lot of very magical you know how like the evil witch, gives Snow White the apple and it's poison. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how, they're kind of like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why they did that. But nature is gonna win. And if you are connected with nature, you're going to be okay. In fact, today, if you're feeling a little off balance, what I would suggest is that you go outside and walk on the grass. Now, for me, I've been feeling great, like Tony the Tiger. I've been feeling amazing. Okay, so I don't know what that means as to why I'm feeling amazing and other people are feeling like crud. Could it possibly be that I just recently cleansed myself? I'm actually doing a cleanse right now. Oh, and another thing, guys, that we got to talk about is this past life stuff. But cleansing yourself is very important. So that's probably why I haven't had a lot of the negative, issues from my past life, is because I've been cutting stuff off at the head before it even happens. Hmm. So I mean, I don't know what to tell them. But I know that my house is protected. And I got trees all around my house. You think I'm worried about any of these trees falling on my house? Not ever. Ain't no tree ever fell on this house and never will. So, it just I would say consider the source, and I would also look and see, like, and take a real account of it. I personally think that with Christianity, it's obvious. That's a no-brainer. And if you see any man that is either talking about lesbianism, or he's talking about women, or he's speaking about children born out of wedlock, this is a Christian indoctrinated man. He has no power or control, and he's going to find out because nature always wins. Yeah, I love doing past life readings for people. And I was actually going to come and talk to you guys about that because whenever we're talking about planets moving backwards, What I will tell you is that right now, I feel that a lot of y'all women need to look at whoever was y'all husband in the past life, and you can figure out a lot about your love life. I know who I was married to in the previous life, and it was very tragic. So whenever, stuff starts moving backwards, that means that you'll want to, you know, uh, possibly look at what your love life was like in the previous life, and how it is affecting you now. It's affecting you through spirit, because sometimes spirit doesn't really have a sense of time, so you can be repeating history, and you got to find out what happened, because a lot of y'all that did have a bad past life, my previous life was a short one. I didn't live to be 40. In the one that was the one after, when I was Kate Barker. Okay, that one I lived until I lived old. I was an old lady when I died, but in the lifetime after that was a short one. So yeah, it was kind of short. But there was actually another life in between there. No, no. This was the one, yeah, that was the short one, because I incarnated in like the 1930s, but I died in the 70s. So I was only like, I was barely, I know for a fact that I didn't make it to 35 in that life. And it was because my husband killed me. And spirits is definitely protecting me from that, so that won't repeat, because it seemed like this lifetime before that, it was like my husband murdered me. I couldn't tell whether or not, what was confusing is if I had done it myself or if he did it, but spirit definitely confirmed that my husband killed me. It was in like a rage. He wanted to control me. In this life, it seemed like the men that manifested, they damn near wanted to kill me because they wanted to control me. It was really weird. So we know that I've already outlived the previous life, and that it's not going to repeat itself. In fact, you have the opportunity to change things around, but a lot of people that are not into that, and they're into being in denial, or they're into not, maybe ignoring it, or maybe they just want to go along with the crowd that doesn't really want to work on themselves spiritually, then those people, all kinds of crazy stuff can happen. And I think that my husband went to jail in the previous life for killing me, and he's always ready to go to jail in this life. Like, for some reason, my Mars got messed up, because the men that seem to manifest in my life, either they're ready to go to jail or die, or they either ready to kill me. So that's something that I've been working on, because it's a spirit, and it's a circumstance and a spirit that doesn't have to affect this life. So it's pretty bad. I've often wondered about my previous loves, and if my boyfriend now is a twin flame. I know that those readings definitely do help you gain perspective on what's happening, so that you can understand, because I think that understanding is priceless. I think that having an understanding as to why you're experiencing that. And so, yeah, I had and it's other things about my previous life that's very, very different from this one, but I've dealt with a lot of the negative energy. For example, in that life, instead of me born into a Christian family, I was actually born into a family that practiced witchcraft. But however, my mother was bitter. She was angry. She had it was a lot of money. We had a lot of money, very wealthy, very powerful family of witches. I had like 10 sisters. It was a lot of us. But my mother was almost like, uh what's her name? Delreen, what's her name? Lalaurie, Delphine Lalaurie. She was real sick, and I managed to escape her. But the man that I married, Oh my God, he was so controlling. He used to tie me up. He used to tie me to the bed. He wouldn't let me leave the house. He didn't want nobody to see me. If I were around other men, I wasn't allowed to look at those other men, and it was, oh my God, it was a trip. And so he eventually ended up killing me. He killed me because somebody had told him that I was cheating. And I asked him right before he killed me, I said, how could I cheat on you and you had me handcuffed to the bed? How am I cheating on you and I was handcuffed to the bed all night? And evidently at that moment, it didn't matter because he definitely did kill me. So that's like, it makes sense. It makes sense to me because that's all that I've had that spirit of that man following me into this lifetime, literally crazy. First of all, I'm scared to cheat on men at all because I know that they'll be ready to kill you. It's more acceptable for men to cheat, but when a woman does it, we die. They'll kill us if we cheat. So I'm not a cheater at all. But I get accused of cheating, and it's just like, you know, why? Well, the reason why is because I do have that energy that, does seem to be attached of that circumstance, and so you just have to accept it and try to do something about it. I mean, I'm not going to continue to let that affect me. Whoever my husband was in my previous life that killed me, he won't do it in this one. Okay, he won't do it in this one. So I'm good on that. In fact, I'm much different than I was in that lifetime. In that lifetime, I actually was a very submissive woman. I just wanted to be accepted. I was kind of raised that way, okay, in the previous life. So I was kind of like a people pleaser that wanted to please people. But I was actually the perfect woman, but I still got killed because my husband was crazy and he, you know what I'm saying? So work on your past life stuff. Definitely do that right now. Do that right now. But also understand that for the past to be coming back up, there's got to be entities and energies that are traveling through time and space to even get to us. Where are they coming from? They're traveling. They are traveling through space, through time and space, is what they are doing to get to us. And it's the past. So for some reason, the past wants to be the future. And you can't allow it to do that. You can't allow entities and spirits and people from the past. So all of it is symbolic of that. Everything that we're going through is getting past the past. And so one of the reasons why, sometimes I'll be seeing people talk, and I'll talk to people, and they'll be like, they'll say some stuff like, well, I don't think I can make it without a man. Well, some people have to. You like, sometimes you don't have a choice. First of all, if you're just dead and dying of sickness or either starvation, you won't be alive to be there for a man at all. So basically the religious indoctrination teaches men that all women should just die and not exist, unless they're going to do what they tell them to do. Emotional cheating is horrible. And I'm an empath, so I can pick up on it when a man is talking about me to another woman. It drives me crazy. I can't stand it, but I don't like no form of cheating. I don't like any form of cheating. That's not cool. It just kind of ruins it for me. Yeah, I don't want no kind of cheating because I don't cheat and I expect you not to cheat on me. So that's why I have that expectation. And no, I don't just think, oh, well, it's a man. I don't just assume it's a man, so he's gonna cheat. Right, right. Okay, well, see, and see, that's why, a lot of those are indoctrinated beliefs. So when you go into it thinking that way, then that's why you always end up with the same result. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna wrap this up. It's been fun. I gotta go. Love and light. If y'all need me, y'all know where I'm at. Some of y'all need love work, but a lot of y'all need other stuff too, because you're gonna have to do something to get those negative spirits off of these men. Just doing love work sometimes is like pouring syrup. Okay, pouring syrup on poop does not make it pancakes, does it? So just doing love work, I think that you have to do some banishing as well. So today I feel like if you're going to do some work, you need to do some dark work too. I would definitely put some folks in their place and give it to them good, especially if it comes to your love life. Okay, so I've got to go because I got readings to do, guys, and I got to eat something, and then I'm gonna sit here and be lazy. Probably gonna end up taking a little nap while I meditate, because I'll be in meditation for like the next hour or so. But somebody has sent me some money the other day, but they didn't schedule their reading. I guess I'll have to go find that person's stuff. I guess I'll contact that person, but I've been waiting on y'all because y'all been sending me money, but y'all ain't scheduling y'all readings and stuff. So, I don't know. You said, huh? Are you talking to Miss L? You gotta, Miss L is probably, is she trolling? Miss L is trolling right now. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Love and light to you guys. Invoke the dark goddess in your life. She will help you. Okay. Also, guys, make sure that you are getting on my schedule, because all of the spell work, get y'all cleanses and stuff. All of the spell work that we do during this time, for some reason, I don't know what it is. It seems to be, as far as when it comes to change, because right now, while the season is changing like that, so make sure that y'all do that, especially with the second, it only happens twice a year. The whole thing with Maybon. So it's very important for you guys to, I don't know why I've been super productive. I've been super energetic and getting stuff done. So a lot is happening right now. So right now, you guys definitely want to get your spell boosters in. Those of you that need cleanses and stuff, this would be an excellent time to do it. I know that for me, that I'm closing things out and cleaning things out before October, because and we got it, literally this month is flying by. It is like we almost halfway done with this month already. And so many people have been wasting energy and wasting time. And I think it's also about what it is that you do, because I know that for me, I've been on point, I've been vigilant, as far as, connecting with spirit. And I think that that's what they want. They want you to be the Five of Pentacles. They want you to go through things to where you'll feel. Now, first of all, this is what I want to tell you. For me to, I'm the last person in the world that would ever lose faith in witchcraft. Okay, nobody can lose faith in witchcraft. That's impossible. You can lose faith in Christianity. You can even lose faith in yourself, but you can never lose faith in witchcraft. I would never lose any of my faith in witchcraft, being that look at everything that it's manifested for me. Witchcraft saved my life. So, don't ever think that. I think that what they're trying to do is they're trying to lie to the public and make it seem like, not women that don't practice witchcraft, they just got it made. And us that practice witchcraft, we're the scourge of society. If y'all actually, shout out to all of my clients too, because y'all are constantly contacting me, thanking me, and I appreciate all of the reviews and everything on the Etsy. I appreciate you guys loving and just being loving and supportive of each other. The fact that I'm here and I have the purpose of helping people, the fact that there's people that I'm actually helping makes me feel good. So I appreciate you guys allowing me to help you. Okay. Yeah, this whole year went by really fast too. It did. So, all right. I'll see y'all later. Love and light.